Kahapon, etong si Rodante Marcoleta in-interpellate ang Department of National Defense. Alam nyo mga kababayan, ang DND kasi, tsaka AFP, kampi ako dyan. Solid ako dyan mga kababayan, ang AFP tsaka DND. Alam nyo bakit? For the simple reason mga kababayan, na ang puhunan nila sa kanilang karera, buhay nila. Diba? Tayo, puhunan natin, iba, laway, iba, utak, yung iba, pera. Pero mga sundalo natin, mga kababayan, ang puhunan nila, buhay nila. Kaya dapat mga kababayan, mataas ang respeto natin sa mga sundalo. Oo. At dapat hindi sila ginagamit para sa propaganda. Hindi sila ginagamit para magbagsak ng mga gobyerno. Hindi. Irespeto lang natin sila. Let's give them what is due to these men in uniform. Men and women in uniform, for that matter. Hindi mo kukwestiyonin ang kanilang mandato. Di ba? Hindi mo kukwestiyonin ang kanilang ipinaglalaban. Kasi pag ginawa mo yun, minamaliit mo sila. Kasi itong mga sundalo natin, mga kababayan, sila ang naniniguro na tayong lahat nakakatulog ng mahimbing sa ating mga tahanan, ng ating bansa hindi pinapasok ng mga mananakop. Tapos kukwestiyonin mo pa yung trabaho nila. Kung meron silang pangit na ginagawa, walang problema, questionin mo. Pero para gamitin mo ang budget hearing para maliitin sila. Buti na lang mga kababayan. Buti na lang matalino si Secretary Gibo. Alam niyo ang swerte ho ng AFP. Swerte ho ng AFP na ang kanilang DND secretary si Secretary Gibo Teodoro. Sobrang swerte ng AFP natin. Na ang secretary na Secretary Gibo. Kasi kung si Sara Duterte yan, wala na. Iyak. Iyak. Oo. Baka ginamit pa ni Sara Duterte yan para ibagsak ang Marcos admin. Ganun talaga matalino si PBBM, di binigay sa kanya yung DND. Di ba yun ang nire-request si Sara Duterte, DND? Hindi, wag ka sa DND, ito ka sa DepEd. Okay. DepEd ka, nagwalang hiya para pa sa DND. Daming confidential funds doon, men. Diba? Kaya niya gusto doon. Kasi maraming confidential funds sa DND. Anyway, ito si Rodante Marcoleta, mga bayan. Ito ang ginawa. Kahapon to Pero kanina ko lang nakita yung video. Sabi, Senate Deputy Minority Leader Rodante Marcoleta during his interpellation of the DND budget sought clarification on the specific 2026 budgetary allocation supporting the Philippine Defense Alliances with the United States, Japan, and Australia. Sabi. Itong pagkakasulat ng Senate of the Philippines, masyado mabait to, guys. Hindi ganito yung nangyari. Hindi ganito yung nangyari. Balahuraan ang nangyari, mga kababayan. Tingnan nyo. Naka 1.5 na to na speed pero 21 minutes pa rin siya. So, gagawin natin. Panorin natin.
Mr. President, thank you for time accommodation in order to fulfill a very important social obligation today. Mr. President, I'd like to start with defense alliances with the United States, Japan, and Australia. First question is, to what extent does the 2026 budget assume U.S., Japanese, or Australian support in case of a major WPS contingency?
Well, Mr. President, there's no particular item for the U.S., Japan, and Australian arrangement. It forms part under the Visiting Forces Arrangement, Mr. President, and the exercises being conducted is subsumed under the operational budgets of the different agencies, Mr. President. So,
Umpisa pa lang, may comment na ako. Alam nyo mga kababayan, mali yung tanong kasi ni Marcoleta Ang sinasabi niya, meron bang budget? Yung budget ba ng ating AFP, may assumption ba dyan na magbibigay ng suporta ang ibang bansa sa Pilipinas? Yun yung basis ng tanong niya
To fulfill a very important social obligation today.
Pakinggan nyo
Mr. President, I'd like to start with defense alliances with the United States, Japan, and Australia. First question is, to what extent does the 2026 budget assume U.S., Japanese, or Australian support in case of a major WPS contingency?
Di ba? Ewan ko lang pero para sa akin mga kababayan, ang stupid ng question Kasi it assumes na merong ibibigay. Number one. And is that a question for our Department of National Defense to answer? Di ba that is a question that the other countries should answer? Anong ibibigay nyo sa amin kapag nagkaroon ng problema sa West Philippine Sea? Di ba sila dapat ang sumagot? Hindi naman tayo dapat ang sumagot nun eh. May sarili tayo para sa atin. Di ba? Meron tayong budget para sa Pilipinas, hindi para sa kanila. Oo. Kaya nga mga kababayan, nag-grandstanding talaga dito at ginamit ni Rodante Marcoleta ang AFP at ang DND para mag-grandstanding.
Well, Mr. President, there's no particular item for the U.S., Japan, and Australian arrangement. It forms part under the visiting forces arrangement, Mr. President, and the exercises being conducted is subsumed under the operational budgets of the different agencies, Mr. President. So there's no particular item for the US, for Japan, for Australia. It's subsumed under the exercises being conducted and subsumed under those budgets, Mr. President.
So,
and that will mean, Mr. President, that no critical capabilities are still being outsourced from these allies.
Ang weird na tanong niya, no? Why are you asking about critical capabilities? Di ba? Hindi ka naman executive, hindi naman to command conference, di ba? Ano para?
Mr. President,
sorry bagong magsalita si Win Gatchalian. Ang weird kasi nung tanong, kasi bakit mo tatanungin ang critical activities for that matter in a public session? Anong gusto mong malaman? Na-weirdo ako sa tanong eh. Kasi, syempre, pag sinagot yan, malilinig ng kalaban natin kung ano yung meron tayo, di ba? At makakapagplano sila to counteract yung meron tayo. So, it doesn't make sense. It's either gustong malaman ni Marcoleta dahil may pagbibigyan siya ng impormasyon or gusto niyang ma-broadcast para merong makakinig. At hindi sumabog sa kanya kasi syempre nga naman, this is a public hearing. Pero ang weird eh. Di ba? Ang weird. Ang weird nung tanong niya. Bakit mo tinatanong yung critical activities, critical infrastructure, critical equipment na in a public session? It doesn't make sense. Baka merong nakikinig kasi at alam ni Marcoleta na merong nakikinig. At kailangan niya marinig yung impormasyon na yun.
The arrangement between our allies is focused on different aspects, no? Intelligence sharing, cybersecurity partnerships, as well as interoperability arrangements. We also purchase a large amount of our modernization from our allies, particularly Korea and the United States.
But Mr. President, if we consider the Mutual Defense Treaty between the United States and the Philippines, a treaty which was signed in 1951, I don't think the United States is accomplishing its obligation under the treaty, more particularly Article 2. May I cite a particular provision, Mr. President? Article 2 of the Mutual Defense Treaty says that in order to more effectively achieve the objectives of this treaty, parties, meaning the US and the Philippines, separately and jointly by self-help or mutual aid, will maintain and develop their individual and collective capacity to resist armed attack. Can we say, Mr. President, that at present the Philippines is capable of resisting armed attack?
The answer from the Department of National Defense depends on the degree of the armed attack, Mr. President, and that's why we have interoperability exercises with our allies, Mr. President, so that we can be prepared for any eventuality, including disaster preparedness, Mr. President, which is, I think, a much more critical preparedness activity that we need to endeavor.
The treaty, Mr. President.
Ang weird, no? Kasi mga kababayan, wag ho natin kakalimutan na ang Mutual Defense Treaty, ang trigger niyan is kung meron ng armed attack. So, yung tanong niya is pointless daw yung Section 2. Article 2 pala. Pointless daw to kasi in order more effectively to achieve the objective of this treaty, parties separately and jointly by self-help and mutual aid will maintain and develop their individual and collective capacity to resist armed attack. Ano ba kasi yung objective ng treaty? Ang objective ng treaty is either country will go to the aid of the other country if at the event na yung isang bansa na yon is under attack by another state. Okay. Yun ang objective. Kaya kailangan malaman natin yung objective. Ayan, no? Yan. So, sa Tagalog, mga kababayan, ang punto ng Mutual Defense Treaty is it's already in its name. It's mutual defense. So, let's say si Amerika ay pinasok ng China. Baliktad, no? Si Amerika, inatake ng China, pupunta tayo doon. Magpapadala tayo ng tao natin. Kasi nga Mutual Defense Treaty. The opposite is also true. So kung tayo atakin tayo ng China, si America is also obligated by the Mutual Defense Treaty to come to our aid. Ngayon, yun yung objective. So, in order effectively to achieve the objective, para daw magawa mo yung objective, kailangan ang mga partido magkahiwalay at magkasama sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong sa sarili at pagtutulungan sa bawat isa ay magde-develop ng kanilang individual at collective capacity to resist an armed attack. So, ibig sabihin, mga kababayan, dahil ang objective mo ay protektahan yung bansa ng bawat isa, kailangan meron kang kapasidad na lumaban. Hindi ba? Yun lang naman yun, mga kababayan eh. Meron kang kapasidad na lumaban. Yun lang ang tanong. Or yun lang yung kailangan. Ang weird lang kasi, yung tanong ni Marcoleta, mga kababayan, tumutok siya doon sa armed attack. Nang hindi niya in-explain yung objective. Parang dinaanan lang niya yung objective. Tsaka hindi ba niya nakita dito? Separately and jointly by self-help. Alam mo may problema si Marcoleta. Ito napapansin ko to lagi kay Marcoleta ngayon. Lagi siyang nagche-cherry pick ng mga nagche-cherry pick ng mga argumento na papabor lang sa kanya. Cherry picking ang tawag doon. Yung pinipili mo lang yung mga bagay na papabor sa'yo, tapos yun lang ang ibabato mo. Lagi siyang ganyan ngayon, recently.
The President did not distinguish the nature and kind of arm attack. It just said both parties should be capacitated to repel arm attack. So the question is our country in a position to repel arm attack? Let's say from Vietnam.
Well, it really depends, Mr. President, on the degree of the arm attack, Mr. President. So,
we should consider the strength of the Vietnamese army. Can we just... we cannot imagine how much force or what is the extent of arm attack. These countries, who may want to attack us, will not tell us. Kaya nga, paano natin magagamit yung Article 2?
Ang bobo mo. Anong tawag sa EDCA? Kaya nga galit na galit kayo sa EDCA eh. Yun yung mutual aid. Oh? Yun yung jointly. Yung ginagawa na every year na training sa gitna ng Pilipinas tsaka Amerika. Yan yung jointly at tsaka mutual aid. Yung pag-iwan ng BrahMos ay yung nung Typhoon missiles. Yung pag-iwan dito, naggalit na galit ang China at kinakampihan nyo ang China, di ba, Rodante Marcoleta? Yun yung mutual aid. Oo. Lawyer talaga to si Marcoleta eh.
Is it not proper for us to at least make ourselves capable of whatever attack? That should be the ideal objective. And the Mutual Defense Treaty should be able to accomplish this. This is the main objective. That's why I'm asking you.
No. See? Baliktad talaga utak ni Marcoleta eh. Ang main objective daw ng Mutual Defense Treaty is to help the Philippines. No. Hindi mo yun ang objective ng Mutual Defense Treaty. Ang objective po ng Mutual Defense Treaty, kaya nga mutual is to be able to defend the country kung saan kaka-treaty. To help defend. Yun ang objective ng Mutual Defense Treaty. Hindi yung kukuha lang tayo sa kahit kaninong bansa. Para lang palakasin yung depensa natin. No, it's our obligation. Kaya nga nakasulat yun dyan no? Separately and jointly. Sabihin, tayo, may obligasyon tayo palakasin yung sarili natin militar. Ngayon, ang gusto nyo natin Marcoleta, parang gusto nyo questionin yung budget para sa ating pag-i-improve ng depensa. No question niya Meron pa nga siya mamaya sa West Philippines.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, one of the aim of the DND is to continue to modernize our capability, Mr. President. That's why we have allocated 60 billion pesos in the budget to continuously support the modernization of our armed forces, Mr. President.
But that is not answering the question, Mr. President. I'm asking whether our country is in a position to repel armed attack. This is the objective of the Mutual Defense Treaty.
Ang weird ng tanong niya, guys. Sobrang weird. Is our country in a position to repel an armed attack? Kapag sinagot mo ng yes, this is a loaded question, guys Or this is a question to trap. Pag sinagot mo ng yes, sasabihin niya, paano? O di magkikwento ko ngayon ng detalye. Pag sinabi mong no, o di sasabihin niya, ba't ba tayo may Mutual Defense Treaty? Huwag na. Di ba? Actually, yung sinabi ni Senator Win Gatchalian, sa mga hindi po nakakaano, sa mga hindi po alam, bakit hindi nagsasalita sa Secretary Gibo? Kasi, itong hearing na to, sa ano na to ang nagde-defend na dito is yung budget sponsor nila. Ang nangyari, si Bato de la Rosa ayaw pumasok sa Senado dahil sa warrant of arrest. Nagtatago na si Rodante Marcoleta, si Bato de la Rosa. So, ang humalili, syempre yung chairman ng committee, si Win Gatchalian. So, I would understand kung mahihirapan siyang sagutin. Pero, mapapansin nyo, later, nagsasalita si Secretary Gibo kasi tinuturuan niya si Win Gatchalian kung ano yung sabihin.
If we continuously hide upon the argument that we are perennially being assisted by the United States, Japan, and Australia, we're compromising our sovereignty and strategic autonomy, Mr. President.
How?
So, ba't meron pa po tayong mutual defense treaty? We cannot even answer the simple question.
See? Yun yung ending, See? Ang gusto niyo mangyari, dapat tayo lang. Wala nang iba. Wala na tayo strategic alliances. Tayo na lang. Walang iba. Kaya sino lang ba may linyang ganyan? Sino lang ba may linyang ganyan? Mukhang nakarating na ang mga U1 kay Marcoleta. Ba't pa tayo mag-mutual defense treaty? Wala pa lang pakinabang to Dapat kaya natin. Tayo lang. Kasi kapag tinutulungan tayo ng ibang bansa, isinusuko natin ang ating soberenya Ha? Hindi. The act of engaging, the act of going into a treaty is already an act of sovereignty. It's already a sovereign act. Pagpasok mo sa mga treaty, pagpasok ng Pilipinas sa mga kasunduan, sa mga treaty, yan ay isang senyales ng bansang may soberenya. Kasi isa ho yan sa mga definisyon ng isang estado. A state should be able to enter into treaties, agreements, etc., etc. Nakakadiri ito si Marcoleta. So, ang gusto niyang gawin, tanggalin ng MDT para wala tayong kakampi. Kasi specific yung mga sinabi niya US, Japan, tsaka Australia. Bakit sila? Di ba kasi, tulad ngayon, si Japan tsaka si China magkalaban. Kalaban Si Australia, unti-unti nang tumatapang laban kay China. Alam niyo yung sinabi ng China kay sa Japan? Pupugutan daw nila ng ulo yung Prime Minister ng Japan, yung bago, yung babae. Kitang-kita yung laro dito ni Marcoleta, guys.
Mr. President, with the present capability and the continuous upgrading of our military capability, the objective is to deter instances like what you have mentioned, Mr. President.
You're saying, Mr. President, we are in a position to deter, for example, China from attacking us? Can we now deter China from attacking us?
Yes, Mr. President, the Secretary answered in the affirmative.
So what are the deterrents? Or what is the deterrence, Mr. President?
See? Oo. Pag ano yung tinanong? What is the deterrence? What the F? Why do you want to discuss that in a public hearing? Sino bang audience mo, Rodante Marcoleta? Obviously, hindi yung Filipino people. So, sino yung gusto mong nakikinig sa'yo?
Mr. President, as we have seen in the news that our troops are continuously training, continuously putting exercises with our allies. So with the capability of our troops and also with the partnership with our allies, Mr. President, these are the components that can bolster our deterrence, Mr. President.
Generic answer lang.
That is the only answer that you can provide, Mr. President.
Di ba?
Mr. President, that is the objective of the Department of National Defense, Mr. President.
But Mr. President, I'm asking in relation to the Mutual Defense Treaty. This is a very important treaty. It is, I think, 74 years old. If we maximize that treaty, hindi naman po siguro tatagal. After 74 years, hindi pa po natin masabi na kung ano ang ating napala dito sa Mutual Defense Treaty.
Kasi mga kababayan, gagamitin mo lang ang Mutual Defense Treaty kapag may gulo na. Yun lang ang benepisyo ng MDT. Gusto mo man ng gulo, Rodante Marcoleta? Oo, kami tama Nandun ang benepisyo noon ng Mutual Defense Treaty. Nasa gera. Yung actual war. Ang trabaho natin, ihanda ang sarili natin. Ang gusto ni Rodante Marcoleta, ang weird nga ng tanong ni Rodante Marcoleta kasi it doesn't make sense. On the one hand, ang sabi niya, dapat humingi tayo i-maximize natin ng MDT. Dapat yung assistance ng jointly at saka mutual aid dapat daw sagarin natin on the one hand. On the other hand, sinasabi niya kapag sumunod ka sa MDT, isinusuko mo yung soberenya. Ano ba talaga? Importante Marcoleta ang gusto mo mangyari. Pili ka lang isa. Isa lang. Tapos stick with it. Para alam namin kung anong gusto mo mangyari, kung anong gusto mong sagot. Ang gulo niya. Tatanungin niya, ano bang naging pakinabang ng Mutual Defense Treaty sa atin? Pero kapag naman tinanong mo na, pag sinabi mo na, anak, ipagtulong kami ganito, ito yung benepisyo ng Mutual Defense Treaty, hindi ba natin isinusuko ang ating soberenya?
Matanda pa po sa akin ng treaty ito. Mr. President.
Mr. President, from my observation, yung interoperability, yung balikatan exercises is a clear evidence that we are operationalizing the treaty. Yung treaty ho, papel lang ho yan eh. Kung hindi ho natin ilalagay yan sa action through the balikatan exercises, through modernizing our capability, to coming up with our own modernization program, hindi ho talaga magiging beneficial yung treaty na yan. So makikita naman ho natin na tuloy-tuloy po ang paglalaan po ng pondo sa ating AFP at tuloy-tuloy rin po nila ginagawa yung kanilang makakaya with the limited budget that we have. No? Sana ho mas malaki, but with the limited budget that we have, yung kanilang mga exercises para po makaresponde ho sila kung ano man ang pwedeng mangyari.
Sabi po nyo kanina, Mr. President, wala naman po tayong na-outsource sa ating mga partners. It is inconsistent, Mr. President. Sabi, tinatanong ko po kanina, gaano po sa ating budget ang ma-assume natin na suporta mula sa tatlong mga kaibigan natin. Sabi po nyo, wala.
Yeah. May nabanggit ko kanina, like for example, intelligence sharing, nabanggit ko yung, nasabi ko rin kanina, yung cybersecurity capabilities and cybersecurity capacitation. Yung po yung mga ilan sa mga ina-outsource po natin. At partnership, hindi lang ho outsourcing, but in my view, these are partnerships. Ang mundo ho naman ay interconnected na ho ngayon at hindi ho natin pwedeng sabihin na tayo lang ang gagawa. So we have partnerships with our allies, Mr. President. But a more detailed discussion should be limited to a executive session, and the Secretary is more than willing to brief His Honor on the details of those outsourcing and partnership, Mr. President. Marami.
See? Kasi hindi talaga, alam nyo, maganda yung, di ba, narinig nyo sa background, nagtanong si Win Gatchalian, ano yung in-outsource natin? Tapos sumagot si Secretary Gibo. Yun yung punto kasi na gustong tumbukin ni Marcoleta. Ano yung nakukuha natin? Which you cannot discuss in a public hearing. Executive session yan. Doon pag-uusapan yan. Eto. Mas manggigigil kayo dito, guys. Mas manggigigil kayo dito. Panoorin nyo to. Okay.
Mr. President, hindi ba lalaki ng kunti yan? Palagin mo. Mr. President, I'm trying to show the official map of the South China Sea as published by the International Hydrographic Organization in S-23, or Limits of Oceans and Seas. We are not supposed to defend the entire South China Sea, Mr. President.
No, Mr. President. Only the
portion of the West Philippine Sea.
Yes, Mr. President. Until the exclusive economic zone, and also in the other side, Mr. President.
Doon muna tayo sa West Philippine Sea muna tayo. Isa-isa lang, boss. Mahirap ang kalabanan. Can you tell me, Mr. President, exactly which portion is the West Philippine Sea? Can you show us a map indicating the features and the limits of that area where we will be spending some of the budgets of the DND for consideration?
Mr. President, it's 200 nautical miles from our baseline, Mr. President. Those are the areas that the DND intends to bolster, Mr. President.
If you are saying 200 nautical miles from the archipelagic baseline, you're referring to the exclusive economic zone.
Correct, Mr. President.
The reason I'm raising this question, Mr. President, is that the lack of precise identification of the area where the people's money is supposed to be spent, parang ang mangyayari po, parang yung flood control ngayon. Dahil po sa discrepancy in coordinates, ang dami billion po kasi ang natapon din na pera. If the DND says that the WPS is the EEZ, meron pong mas magandang definition yun. Sa Administrative Order Number 29 ng Republic Act 12064 o the Maritime Zones Law, sinasabi po rin the WPS is Philippines maritime areas on the western side of the archipelago, including the Luzon Sea, as well as the waters around, within and adjacent to the Kalayaan Island Group and Bajo de Masinloc, also known as Scarborough Shoal. Tama po yun, no, Mr. President?
Yes, correct, Mr. President.
Would you agree that under Administrative Number 29, the term Kalayaan Island Group refers to the area enclosed by boundaries identified under Section 1 of Presidential Decree Number 1596?
Tama po, Mr.
Yes.
President. Tama po kayo.
And you will also agree that under Paragraph 574 of Arbitral Award in the South China Sea Arbitration, the tribunal declared that the Philippines cannot apply boundaries to enclose the Spratly Islands or a portion thereof. Yes.
Yes, we agree. We agree with the arbitral award, Mr. President.
Sige.
Ito po yung section po ng 1596, Mr. President. and paragraph 574 ng arbitral award. Magkalaban po talaga eh.
Paano magkalaban?
Sabi po ng arbitral award, Mr. President, and I quote, "In any event, however, even the Philippines could not declare archipelagic baselines surrounding the Spratly Islands. Article 47 of the Convention limits the use of archipelagic baselines to circumstances where within such baseline are included the main islands and an area in which the ratio of the area of the water to the area of the land, including atolls, is between 1:1 and 9:1. Question, is it obvious now that PD 1596 and paragraph 574 of the arbitral award, Mr. President, are incompatible? And therefore, you will agree that definition of the WPS in Administrative Order 29 had to be changed to make it compatible with the arbitral award, Mr. President.
Actually, mali si Marcoleta. Pero mamaya ako na sasagutin. Sasabihin kung bakit. Pakinggan muna natin yung video.
Well, Mr. President, the Secretary replied that no, it's not incompatible because portions of the EEZ is also included in that, Mr. President.
We will go to that, Mr. President, but if you will care to consider yung Section 1 po ng Presidential Decree 1596 and the arbitral award, they're inconsistent and incompatible. Kasi po dito sa Article 2, Paragraph B ng Republic Act 12064, nire-define niya yung WPS.
Okay.
Ang definition na po rito ngayon ng naging batas na ito ay the maritime zones of the Philippines on the western side of the Philippines, on the Philippine archipelago, including the Luzon Sea and the territorial seas of Baute, Masinloc, and the maritime features of the Calayan Island Group. Ngayon po, Mr. President, yung limits po ng West Philippine Sea, ang sabi mo natin kanina is the 200 nautical limit of the EEZ. Are you saying that Kalayaan and other features are not part of the WPS, Mr. President?
Mr. President, the prevailing law is RA 9522. That is the one that they are following, Mr. President.
RA
9522. Republic Act 9522. Enacted in 2009, Mr. President.
Ayan, sumasagot siya.
Paano po yung Republic Act number 12064? 2012 po ito. This is the more recent law.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. President, maritime zones and the baselines are different matters, Mr. President.
Alam ko po yun, Mr. President. Pero kung pag-uusapan po natin na yung limit po ng West Philippine Sea ay yung ating exclusive economic zone, which is 200 nautical mile from our baseline, malinaw po na ang Kalayaan Island Group ay hindi po kasali sapagkat it is beyond the West Philippine Sea. Pwede po natin ipakita yung pangalawang mapa.
But Mr. President, what we are following insofar as the Kalayaan Group of Islands is RA 9522, which defines the baseline, Mr. President, of the country.
Yun nga po, Mr. President, sa baseline natin, kahit sa 9522, wala po doon yung Kalayaan Island Group.
Andun siya.
Mr. President, nandun po yung KIG, Mr. President, Kalayaan Island Group.
Ipakita natin yung yung isa pa pong...
Ba't puro mapa?
Ayan po.
Ba't kasi puro mapa pinapakita mo? Ipakita mo yung batas.
Kayo na pong humanap kung nasaan yung KIG. Wala po eh.
Ito po, Mr. Section 2. Section 2A, the Kalayaan Island Group as constituted under Presidential Decree 1596. And letter B, Bajo de Masinloc, also known as Scarborough Shoal, Mr. President. Nandito po siya sa 952.
Kasi po, Mr. President, sa Republic Act 12064 or the Maritime Zones Law, ito po yung ginagamit ninyo ngayon eh. Inalis po niya yung boundaries ng 1596 na in-inclose ang KIG. Tingnan po ninyo, Section 5 in relation to Section 18, yung term Kalayaan Island Group now refers only to certain high tide elevations and the respective territorial sea. Inalis po talaga eh.
Yeah. But Mr. President, when it comes to the Kalayaan Island Group, Mr. President, it's RA 9522.
Hindi po, ang ating pong recent batas na po, yung RA 12064, it was enacted last year, November 7, 2024. So hindi po pwedeng manaig po yung sinasabi nyo dahil ito na po yung more recent na batas na ginawa po natin.
Okay. Dito ko ngayon papakita sa inyo, mga kababayan, yung cherry picking na sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Si Rodante Marcoleta, mga kababayan, mahilig siyang mag-cherry pick. Ito yung sinasabi, ito yung pinagtatalunan, RA 9522. Ito yung baselines. Okay. Philippine baselines. Yan, nakita naman, di ba? Ayan yung mga dulo-dulo ba ng Pilipinas. Tapos nakasulat dito, sa section 2 ng RA 9522, na tawag dito, the baseline in the following areas over which the Philippines likewise exercises sovereignty jurisdiction shall be determined as regime islands under the Republic of the Philippines consistent with Article 121 of UNCLOS, the Kalayaan Island Group and Bajo de Masinloc, also known as Scarborough Shoal. Malinaw, di ba? Malinaw? Malinaw, mga kababayan, di ba? Section 2. Ang sinasabi ni Marcoleta, mga kababayan, hindi na raw, hindi na pwedeng sundin to dahil may bago na rong batas, yung RA 12064. At dahil meron na rong bagong batas, hindi nakasama yung KIG. Oo, kasi hindi dito nakasulat ang KIG. Wala na siya. Oh. Yun. Ang gusto, the high tide features covered by the Kalayaan Island Group in the West Philippines shall have a territorial sea of 12 nautical miles from its baselines determined above. So, ang sinasabi niya, mga kababayan, hindi na raw pwede yung 9522 dahil meron na supersede na siya ng isa pang batas, which is 12064. Oo. So, dito sa 12064, tinanggal na yung KIG. Wala nang Kalayaan Island Group. Naniniwala ba kayo doon, guys? Mga kababayan, ulitin ko, si Rodante Marcoleta ngayon, mahilig mag-cherry pick. Bakit? Kasi, kung bababa ka sa pinakahuli, pinakadulo, sana yun? Ito ba yung RA? Ayan. Repealing clause. Ay, di ba yun? Hindi. Joint oversight, tama, sa repealing clause. Eto. Sa repealing clause, section 18. Ayan, section 18. Anong sabi? All other laws, presidential decrees, executive orders, rules and regulations, proclamations, and other issuances inconsistent with or contrary to the provisions of this act are deemed amended accordingly. So, yung mga iba daw na kontra sa batas na to, amended na or repealed accordingly. Provided, ako ba, kababayan, kapag nakakita kayo ng provided sa isang provision ng batas, ibig sabihin may exception or merong separate na instruction. Malinaw ha? Provided that nothing in this act shall be construed as repealing Section 2 of Republic Act number 5446 as amended and Section 2 of Republic Act number 9522. Anong ibig sabihin? Mga kababayan, simpleng-simple lang. Etong batas na to, hindi niya nire-repeal yung Section 2 ng RA 9522. Yung binasa natin kanina na pinagtatanggol nila Secretary Gibo Teodoro. Tama ho si Secretary Gibo. Tama ho siya. Na ang basis ng baselines ay yung RA 9522. Kasi nakasulat dito mismo sa batas na pinagyayabang ni Marcoleta at sinasabi niya na ni-repeal daw yung 9522, nakasulat very specific Hindi raw dapat i-construe. Ibig sabihin, hindi dapat i-interpret itong batas na ito na nire-repeal niya ang Section 2 ng RA 9522. Ano ba yung Section 2 ng RA 9522? Di yung Kalayaan Island Group. Kaya ka tinatawag na lawyer Kaya ka tinatawag na lawyer, Rodante Marcoleta. Diyos ko. Hindi ito ni-repeal, hindi ito tinanggal, hindi ito binago. Mga kababayan, ang linaw that nothing in this act shall be construed as repealing Section 2 of Republic Act number 5446 as amended and Section 2 of RA number 9522. Tapos pinagpipilitan niya sa hearing na na-repeal na raw. Hindi na dapat sundin yung 9522 kasi meron na bagong batas, yung 12064. Ano bang gusto mong gawin, Marcoleta? Gusto mong bawasan ang teritoryo ng Pilipinas? Gusto mong bawasan ang claim ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea? Kasi raulo ka. Alam nyo, by the way, sorry, bago ko tuloy ito, nakakalungkot, hindi nila nabanggit. Hindi nabanggit ni Secretary Win Gatchalian. Hindi niya nabanggit. So, hindi lang nakakalungkot. Kaya hindi na sopla ng harapan si Rodante Marcoleta. Pero kung ngayon, sopla na siya.
So as it stands now, Mr. President, yung ating West Philippine Sea includes the maritime features of the KIG. Palagay natin. And that some of these features are separated by high seas. Kung mangyayari po yan, Mr. President, ang mangyayari talaga, ang WPS is a discontinuous and disjointed body of water.
But Mr. President, also in Section 3 defines the baselines, Mr. President. And it referred back to RA 9522, Mr. President. So, dinefine dito sa batas na ito, yung mga baseline ng ating bansa at pinifer niya bumalik ho tayo sa 9522. So, hindi ho siya inconsistent, Mr. President. The maritime zones only define the maritime zones kung saan po pwedeng dumaan yung barko, Mr. President. But in terms of the baseline, it refers back to 9522, which includes the Kalayaan Island Group, Mr. President.
Hindi nga po.
Sinabi pala, sorry. Mali intindi ko kanina. So, nasabi naman pala, maganda instruction ni Sek Gibo kay Win Gatchalian. Good job. Nasabi naman pala. Eh, dito rin kayo si Marcoleta.